Well, there, lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news today, Friday, the 17th of July in the year 2026. Let's now take a look at the news headlines. No lives were lost in KALINGALINGA campaign operation, says government. Child Rights Network condemns political use of children. PAC condemns police over MUNDUBILE campaign disruption. In international news, Nigeria repatriates 1,490 nationals from South Africa after xenophobic violence. In sports, Copper Queens step up WAFCON preparations with first training session in Algeria. Join us for these and many more stories after the break.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 It's morning again in Zambia. Today, millions of our children will go to school more than ever before in the history of our country because free education is opening doors that were once closed. Today, with over 40 million kwacha to spend, communities will build clinics, improve schools, drill boreholes, and transform lives using the increased CDF. Men and women will walk through markets and stations freely, without fear or intimidation from cadres. But the journey is not over, and we still have more work to do.
We've started the change. Now let's finish the job. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let us continue to move Zambia forward together.
Camnet TV main news now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. With the main news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. The government has defended the Zambia Police Service handling of the incident that occurred during the National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity NRPUP campaign on Thursday, stating that no lives were lost and dismissing claims that police shot and killed several people. Speaking during a media briefing today, Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tawo Kawana said police have already issued a statement clarifying the events and confirmed that only one girl sustained pellet injuries during a crowd management operation. Mr. Kawana said the girl was treated at a health facility and later discharged, adding that investigations into the incident are ongoing. He stressed that it was important to place the events into their proper context, explaining that on 11 July 2026, the NRPUP formally notified Machero Police Station that, in line with the Electoral Commission of Zambia (ECZ) campaign calendar, it would hold a presidential campaign rally at the National Hero Stadium on 16 July 2026. Mr. Kawana said the notification, signed by Webster Longwe on behalf of the party, only indicated a rally at the National Hero Stadium and did not include a roadshow through KALINGALINGA or other townships. He said the police deployed officers to secure the notified venue and only responded after receiving reports of disturbances in KALINGALINGA, where political activities were taking place without prior notification. He added that once party leaders and supporters moved into KALINGALINGA, the situation changed from what had been communicated to law enforcement, requiring police to respond in order to maintain public order and protect lives and property. Mr. Kawana reiterated that political parties have a responsibility to accurately notify police of their planned campaign activities to enable adequate security arrangements and avoid unnecessary confrontations.
6.
the National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity, NRPUP, formally wrote to Matero Police Station, notifying the authorities that, in accordance with the Electoral Commission of Zambia campaign calendar, the party would hold its presidential rally at the National Heroes Stadium on Thursday, 16th July 2026. The notification was signed by Mr. Webster Lungu, Lusaka Provincial Secretary of NRPUP. The government's position is therefore clear. The police did not target any opposition leader. The notified program placed the political activity at Hero Stadium and the subsequent movement of party leaders and supporters into Kalingalinga and Mutendere introduced a different operational situation from what had been communicated to law enforcement authorities. So the political party indicated to the police in writing that on Thursday they will hold a presidential rally, meaning that their presidential candidate was to address a rally at Hero Stadium. And on that very day, instead of addressing a rally at Hero Stadium, they engaged in another activity of a roadshow in Kalinga.
The Media Network for Child Rights and Development has called on political parties to stop exposing children to campaign activities, warning that the practice violates children's rights and puts their safety at risk. In a statement issued on Friday, Network Executive Director Henry Kabwe said the organization is concerned by the increasing number of photographs showing children at political campaign events ahead of the 2026 general election. Mr. Kabwe said the Children's Code Act and other local, regional, and international legal commitments require signed consent from parents or legal guardians before a child's identity can be publicly exposed. He warned that photographing children during political campaigns infringes on their right to privacy and could expose them to harm if they are perceived to support a particular political party. Mr. Kabwe also cautioned against taking children to political gatherings, saying campaign events can quickly become unsafe despite the generally peaceful atmosphere witnessed so far. He cited the reported shooting of a teenager during campaign activities on Thursday and urged the Zambia Police Service to protect young people while advising adults not to take children to political events.
The Media Network on Child Rights and Development, MNCRD, has noted with concern the number of pictures of children being captured during political party campaigns ahead of the 2026 general elections. According to the Children's Code Act and other related local, regional, and global treaty commitments, children's identities can only be exposed with the signed consent of parents or legal guardians. Capturing children during campaigns violates their rights to privacy and may expose them to danger, as unreasonable political players may react negatively to their perceived political affiliations. Further, while we appreciate the relatively peaceful nature of the campaigns in these elections, it is risky to take children to political events in case of violence. In the past, we have witnessed the deaths of people, including children and youths, during campaigns. It is unfortunate that one teenager was shot at yesterday during campaigns, and we urge the Zambia Police Service to not only look out for young people, but also advise adults going with them to leave them out of the campaigns. As a country, We should show our children that democracy is a cherished value that is premised on respectful engagements other than manipulation and tokenism through showcasing of children and exacerbation of violence. We equally urge all political parties and other players to uphold the dignity and rights of children by advising their media teams and supporters to ensure that they promote the rule of law as they seek to save the Zambian people.
The People's Alliance for Change, PAC, has condemned the Zambia police for disrupting a peaceful campaign roadshow involving presidential candidate Brian Mundubile and his running mate Makebi Zulu in Lusaka's Kalingalinga township. PAC President Anford Mayele Banda said the roadshow was conducted in line with the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ campaign timetable and should not have been interrupted. Mr. Banda urged the Zambia police to exercise restraint and allow all political parties to campaign freely without unnecessary interference. He said although the ECZ campaign timetable had slowed the momentum of the BM8 campaign, the alliance complied with it without protest and was disappointed that police allegedly stopped the roadshow despite adherence to the schedule. Mr. Banda further called on institutions involved in managing the electoral process to enforce the law fairly and equally without disadvantaging any candidate. He also appealed to supporters of the Mundubile Zulu campaign to remain peaceful and attend the planned campaign rally in Matero in large numbers.
As the People's Alliance for Change, PAC would like to strongly condemn the disruption of President Brian Mundubile and his running mate Makebi Zulu's peaceful roadshow, which was conducted according to the Electoral Commission of Zambia timetable. Would like to advise the police to demonstrate restraint and allow the campaign to continue without unnecessary disruption like what happened. We do know that this timetable, which was issued by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, was meant to slow down the momentum of the BM8 campaign. However, the team did not protest and continued as per SCZ guidelines. So it is very unfortunate that today the same timetable that the team has been followed is being disrupted by the police, and we would like to condemn that strongly. We strongly urge the police to allow the will of the people to take center stage as opposed to politicians. We also wish to advise the police to allow the campaigns to continue without disruption, as there is no time to hold the campaigns that would disadvantage other candidates, especially the frontrunner, President Mundubile. We also urge all institutions of governance at this point to ensure that the law is applied equally without disadvantaging any candidate. Let our democracy flourish even under these difficult circumstances, and let the will of the people prevail.
You are still watching main news on Camnet TV. We take our first set of commercials, but do join us for more news after the break.
In every celebration, there's a simple choice being made. To belong, count me in. In moments of love and promises for tomorrow, count me in. The checkout line in the middle of an ordinary day, a reminder that every number matters. Count me in. Across our communities, our streets, the same message finds us. Count me in. From the everyday worker to the hands shaping our future every day, the call is the same. Count me in. And around the traditions that bring us together, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Count me in. This election season, your vote counts. Get your NRC and voter's card ready. Count me in. Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted. For decades, Zambia has searched for its promise. Through triumph, sacrifice, and difficult seasons. Many promised change, many spoke of hope, but the burden remained heavy. And then, a servant of the people stepped forward. Not perfect, not a magician, but a man willing to lead his people through the wilderness toward a better Zambia. Like Moses leading his people toward the promised land. The journey was never meant to be easy, because nations are not built overnight. They are built through faith, sacrifice, and perseverance. The work is not finished, but Zambia is moving forward.
On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia.
Welcome back to Camnet News Desk. The news continues. The Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, MMD, has condemned the alleged use of tear gas by the Zambia Police Service against National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubile and his running mate Makebi Zulu during a campaign roadshow in Lusaka. In a statement issued by interim leader Gaston Chilima, the party described the incident as an attack on democracy and called for an immediate, transparent and independent investigation. The MMD said reports indicate that police repeatedly fired tear gas at Mr. Mundubile's motorcade as it passed through Kalingalinga, Mutendere and Bauleni while interacting with members of the public. The party also expressed concern over reports that firearms were discharged during the incident and that a child was allegedly struck by a stray bullet. Mr. Chilima said, if confirmed, the reported shooting would require those responsible to be held accountable. The party, a member of the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance, said an attack on its alliance presidential candidate amounts to an attack on the democratic rights of Zambians who believe in free and fair elections. MMD has since called on the Inspector General of Police to investigate the incident and urged the Electoral Commission of Zambia, the Human Rights Commission, the Church, civil society organizations, and election observers to closely monitor the conduct of campaigns and safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. The party also appealed to its members, supporters, to remain peaceful and avoid acts of provocation, saying democratic change should be achieved through unity and the ballot box. The statement follows an incident during Mr. Mundubile's campaign roadshow on Thursday, which has drawn criticism from several political stakeholders. The Zambia Police Moving on in the news, President Hakainde Hichilema has welcomed the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, ZCCB's appeal for peaceful participatory ahead of the 2026 general election. In a statement issued by State House, President Hichilema said the government fully supports the head of state's constitutional duty to safeguard peace, security, and national unity, while ensuring that every eligible Zambian is free to participate in the democratic process. The president said his administration remains firmly committed to protecting peace and ensuring every citizen can campaign and vote without intimidation. He added that the government will continue conducting its work in a free, fair and transparent manner. Mr. Hichilema also encouraged all political parties, candidates and their supporters to reject violence and insults and instead engage one another with dignity and respect throughout the election period. Its continued role in promoting peace, national unity and democratic values, describing the church as a key partner in fostering dialogue and social cohesion. The president further urged citizens to honor the legacy of the country's founding leaders by preserving peace before, during and after the August 13, 2026 general election. The Lusaka City Council LCC has intensified installation of advanced solar-powered streetlights across the city to improve road safety, enhance public security and support the growth of a 24-hour economy. Through its Department of Engineering and Infrastructure Development, the Council is rolling out modern all-in-one solar streetlight systems while gradually replacing old solar lights that became non-functional after vandals stole their batteries. The new lighting system combines the solar panel, battery, and LED light into a single compact unit, eliminating the need for underground wiring and reducing installation and maintenance costs. LCC says the advanced streetlights provide brighter and more uniform illumination, helping to reduce road traffic accidents, improve visibility for motorists and pedestrians, and deter crime in public spaces. The lights also feature state-of-the-art optical lenses that minimize glare and light pollution while maximizing road safety. Lusaka City Council Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba said the project demonstrates the local authorities' commitment to modernizing the city's infrastructure and creating a safer environment for residents and business. The integrated design of the new streetlights will also enable the council to reduce maintenance costs and make more efficient use of public resources. She added that the council has already completed installations along Mosi Otunya Road and Haile Selassie Road, with the next phase set to cover Independence Road, Great East Road, Lake Road and Ben Mwinga Road. Ms. Mwamba reaffirmed that the council remains committed to building a well-lit, secure and economically vibrant Lusaka that supports business activity around the clock while improving the quality of life for residents. And that particular story takes us to our second set of commercials, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Balini Boss. Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child, a promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our Zesco units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Welcome back to the Camnet News Desk, and now in international news. Nigeria has completed the voluntary repatriation of its citizens from South Africa after weeks of xenophobic attacks and anti-immigration protests, the Nigerian Foreign Ministry said on Thursday. The government announced the arrival in Lagos of a fifth government-arranged flight carrying 305 people from Johannesburg, bringing the total number of Nigerian citizens repatriated from South Africa since June 10 to 1,490. Thousands of foreign nationals from various African countries voluntarily departed South Africa or were expelled from the country as anti-immigrant sentiment grew stronger in recent weeks. Here's a roundup of international stories courtesy of Africa News.
Nigeria has completed the voluntary repatriation of its citizens from South Africa after weeks of xenophobic attacks and anti-immigration protests. On Thursday, Nigeria's foreign ministry announced the arrival in Lagos of a fifth government-arranged flight carrying 305 people from Johannesburg. In total, the government has repatriated 1,490 citizens from South Africa since June 10th. Thousands of foreign nationals from various African countries voluntarily departed South Africa or were expelled from the country as anti-immigrant sentiment grew stronger in recent weeks. In a statement, the Nigerian Foreign Ministry reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to the protection and welfare of Nigerian citizens abroad. The federal government also said it opposed all forms of xenophobia, racial intolerance and violence against foreign nationals and hoped to engage in constructive dialogue with South African authorities. Earlier this week, Abuja also said it would seek compensation from Pretoria for properties and businesses left behind by Nigerian deportees.
Sao Tome and Principe's Constitutional Court has confirmed 5 presidential candidates for the 19th July election, but rejected businessman and lawmaker Nino Montero over family background criteria. The ruling has triggered a backlash from Montero's party, which says the decision violates equality principles in the Constitution and plans to appeal. Among the approved candidates are incumbent President Carlos Villanova, former Prime Minister Jorge Bom Jesus, and Nito Dabreu, the parliamentary leader of the ADI. Officials say nearly 142,000 voters are registered for the vote, up by around 19,000 from 2022. 2 major parties have jostled to run the country since independence in 1975. That is the Movement for the Liberation of Sao Tome and Principe, the Social Democratic Party, and the right-wing Independent Democratic Action Party.
Just 2 months before a planned United States-China summit, President Donald Trump has made unverified claims that Beijing interfered in the 2020 election, which he lost. His address to the nation revived his repeated attacks on the integrity of US elections and comes ahead of the November midterm ballot, which polls suggest could see significant losses for his party.
Over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening.
China's denied his claims. Trump added that the US electoral process was catastrophically short of standards of fairness and trust and vulnerable to foreign interference. Experts say he notably focused on China, but glossed over Russia, which US intelligence officials say engaged in campaigns favoring him in both the 2016 and 2020 polls. They warned Trump's speech was a smokescreen, laying the groundwork for him to challenge the outcome of the midterm polls. He also used his address to push for Congress to pass a new restrictive voter ID law, which would seek greater federal intervention in elections.
And finally, in sports news this evening, the Copper Queens have intensified their preparations for the 2026 Total Energies CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON, after holding their first training session in Algeria. Head coach Nora Hople led Thursday's session at the Nelson Mandela Stadium training grounds, where the players went through a series of drills following the team's arrival in Algiers on Wednesday afternoon. The training marked the start of Zambia's final preparations for two international friendly matches against Algeria before the team travels to Morocco for the WAFCON finals. The Copper Queens will face Algeria in the first friendly on Sunday, July 19, before meeting the North Africans again on July 22. The two matches are expected to give Coach Hople an opportunity to fine-tune her squad, assess player combinations, and build match fitness ahead of the continental tournament. The Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, says the team's preparations remain on course as the Copper Queens continue sharpening their form in pursuit of a strong showing at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, a recap of stories that made headlines. No lives were lost in KALINGALINGA campaign operation, says government. Child Rights Network condemns political use of children. PAC condemns police over MUNDUBILE campaign disruption. In international news, Nigeria repatriates 1,490 nationals from South Africa after xenophobic violence. In sports, Copper Queens step up WAFCON preparations for first training session in Algeria. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." That ends the Bible reading, and that concludes this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, be reminded, like always, that Camnet TV is not just another channel, now showing on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good evening and God bless.